Hey everybody, this is Sean Smith. It's Sunday morning, July 31st, 2022. I've walked over miles from my house on Denver because tennis, number 103 is owned by my mom. This is a homeowners association type place. My mom owns this unit only. This is where when my daughter was born, her mother had wrecked my car and was driving it without permission. And my mom would call CPS on us because we were bad parents, etc. And we had to move out because her deadbeat mother Lou wouldn't pay the rent or pay her share because she's nothing but a grifter, much like these people are. They have rented this unit. My mom told me to meet this guy Jesus here. He immediately locks me. My phone slides out of my pocket, and then I thought maybe I had possibly left it on his car. When I drive off, I notice if I don't have my phone, I come right back. He refuses to let me in the apartment. He was acting very shady. He had a woman in the car. But my mom told me to rent it to him. But the problem was it was $375 a week, and $100 a week on the deposit. 400. But he immediately doesn't forgets that he's. After that, he doesn't pay the weekly thing. Then he falls behind and he makes excuses. Then he comes over one night when I'm in distress, talking about how I, uh, screwed my cousin over. He listens to me for 3 hours. I give him permission to drive this car only to the body shop that he works at in Kingsville. One time only permission. Since then, he drums up a big bill. He just makes an endless stream of excuses. I come over here one night. I demand that the people inside, I know they have 7 people in here, must give me their information. The application. They throw $200 at me. They were supposed to have $1,000. I said, well, let me come in. I'm gonna demand information, and she says, the girl in there, she refuses. She calls Jesus. He drives up in my car. Say unacceptable. I say by tomorrow I'm gonna call ICE or something. But what the police department says, Corpus Christi, is what they told me just this week when this John something guy, another guy that destroys the property, that it doesn't matter what, even with a lease, that you could they can have as many people as they want. We can't do anything about it. It's a civil matter. Okay. So now in the meantime, he's been driving my car. I think I've told him 20 something times that even though he thought he had permission, that he's a liar to bring my car back. He's called my mom a liar. He says he's going to do all this work. What he's done is he's actually wrecked my car. Now it's destroyed. Somebody has broken all the windows, which is malice for sure. Probably his girlfriend that lives in there that refuses. That he said he kicked out. I demanded he kick his girlfriend out. He said he did, but she's still in there as of a week or two. He's been driving my car. He's done nothing but destroy it. He said he did the window tint, but you can see it's still on there. He wasn't authorized to do that. He's just made up an endless stream of excuses because what he did was get a hold of my key. This is if you look in here, parts he's taken off the car. These are irreplaceable, worth $5,000. He says he's been doing his work. He's done nothing except to sand some stuff. He hasn't stolen my fancy computer. Here's the transmission where I went to my shop, and he's done fucking nothing. He's done a little sanding under the bridge while he's driving my car. Man, this guy caught him. He's destroyed the only car I've ever had in my life that I paid for brand new. Only car. And I'm 56 years old. Everybody thinks I have money because of because of my cars that I bought real cheap and worked on, or that they think I have money because my mom's cars. She's the one that told me to come, you know, get rid of this guy without any by week, without any paperwork or nothing, and I gave him the key, which is the same place the time before the renter before Ashley. If you look back to the messages, manipulated me over and over. But no one wants to care about the fact that she's always manipulating. What these people are doing is they're con artists. They're grifters and they lie. They make up any excuse. They don't realize the terms of the agreement that they have to do anything, and that they booby trap windows if you're a property owner to go in and out, and they lie when they say they move out, like Valerie and etc. There's a whole bunch of people. So I'm Sean Smith. I'm supposed to inherit him, the only son of Janice Ritchie, and she's just letting people run roughshod over her because the cops don't know the law. Pound on the door, the tenants won't give you the key, refuse to open. They shouldn't have been given the key in the first place. The cops don't know what's really going on. They don't know the laws. They don't care. They're going to come out here and just say, if the car's not here, they're not going to do anything. So this car's here. So I've walked over all these miles. I don't have a fucking real house. I'm basically sponging off my mom, trading rent for work. Uh, I've got a loaded weapon. I've got a license to carry it. I'm not on drugs. I've got a key that I brought over here. I've got Tanisha over here with her bullshit at 3220 where I'm like, boss, the problem is when you're old like me, I'm 56. Technically, I'm supposed to have surgery, but I'm not supposed to be working, but I'm not collecting fraudulent unemployment or collecting disability. Uh, and I got what it is when you need help or when you need to take a car somewhere, you need to have a ride. And when you don't have a ride, that you have to give someone permission. The laws need to be changed that when you give someone permission, they say, well, you gave them authorization. Yeah, you give someone authorization to use the place for one night or two nights, and they say it's a civil matter. But the John guy, he comes and tears up the place. He makes terroristic threats. The cops don't want to care about it. They just show up. They don't want to get involved. They don't know that the text messages say that they're going to do criminal intent and all the other crimes they commit, like over at Crestwater. They just show up. They don't even bother to go in. They say, make up a report. You can be as fraudulent as you want because it's a civil matter. You're not going to get the money anyways. This is a criminal matter. These people are con men, much like this John guy that came over here. They're con men, and they need to be charged with the criminal intent of what they did and then put in jail. And if they ever get a job, they have to pay you back. They don't have any money now, but they may, but they need to be punished for what they do. And then it's called restitution. If they have a job, they have to pay you back. And if they don't, they go serve their jail time. And if they get sentenced to a hard crime, they have to pay you back on time. And if they miss a payment, they don't get a late payment. They go to jail. Okay? And people think that it's a civil matter. You won't get any money. No, this is criminal. Criminal. Because they're seeking you out when you're desperate and vulnerable, taking advantage of you. And that's the truth. And that's why the city of Corpus Christi is very ineffective. Peter Zanoni just hires the city code, and Mike Markle. They're just weak. They're weak, and I want everybody to know this. They won't do anything about the Elizabeth Street place. They don't care about crime. They only care about money. They're they're just uh, they're just crooked. I mean, the police department here is crooked. They don't care about murders, solving them. They don't care about anything but making money. They don't want to do anything. And this is going out to Peter Zanoni and Mike Markle. Y'all need to send your officers back to recurrent training. You need to get some money for ink because you're out of it. And you don't make police reports. You call them reference numbers that you can't get. I argued with that over officer whoever the other night. Uh, your police force is ineffective. You don't want to do anything. And you should be kicked out of office or something, or someone to replace you that's going to do something about crime.